Listen. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Oh. Get that out of there. Quite possibly the shortest recap review I've ever done on this channel. And by the way the views have been over the course of the season, I think you would be okay with that. It's your boy Matty-Rants. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe to become part of this Rant Pack family. And yeah, here we go. Because I'm going to spend less than 30 minutes recapping this, more like 15 minutes, if you will, and then maybe another 20 minutes just going off, not really, but expressing sad frustrations I have with how the way things turned out, narratives that are being put in place that I'm just not going to stand for. If we're going to talk about today, I don't even have pictures. You want a picture? This the picture. That's it. Boom. Okay, now you know where we're going. We just got to be real about it. And maybe you're still intact with what's going down and what's happening with the season. Maybe you're still down for the clown of it all. But like, baby, everybody who is left is boring. Boring. The cute one, that don't do nothing for me. That's not a holdover. That's not really a 1-2. For an episode to start off with one of the best case scenarios happening of getting rid of somebody who of stalking proportions, if you will, I was happy. I was good for the go. But then when it came down to the reasons and the decisions people were making, and it was now we're putting that one thing on the table, but it wasn't put on the table beforehand when it came to other folks. And then it was almost as if once that was over with and someone mentions that man's name, oh, him? No, wait. No. And to me, it's an eye roll because, like, if we're going to talk about consistency, she said that man's name twice before she walked out the door. Are we not going to put that into play? It's kind of crazy. And you know what else? I'm going to be real with you. My thoughts on what Rob's game plan was really about to happen. I think I was right. I think I was right on it. So let me do this. My social medias are in the about section. Click it, take you where you need to go. If you want to continue watching this weekly with me, I will be doing it on Patreon. For as low as the $1 a month, I will still be doing reactions on the Patreon. I will see you later on YouTube for this at the finale and the reunion. That's why I said final recap, final review, not even pictures. I'm just going to do what I did in my OG days, which is rant about this episode and give my thoughts and opinions. And that's going to be that. You don't like them? Bow. If you do, what's up? But all that good stuff. But all my stuff is in the about section. The cameos, the Paramount, all of it. It's right there. Take you where you need to go. Disclaimer, because I'm going to say some today. This program's for entertainment purposes only, and content's not intended to malign any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. You can read the rest of this, and all the opinions that are expressed are certainly mine. Don't send hate to nobody that we talk about today. That's that. Bam. Cool. Bet. If you want to drop a little love in my jar, please and thank you. It would definitely go a long, long way. You do not have to, but if you want to, love, appreciate it. It's PayPal.me/Matty-Rants, Cash App $Matt924, and Venmo Matty-Rants. Again, it is Cash App Matt924. Shout out to my baby Simone. That was sent to my old Cash App. I don't even have that anymore. So that Tiffany sent the other video. She's in the stratosphere, if you will. But to be clear, it is Matt924. There's a lot of crap going on currently in my country right now. A tweet that was posted that I am still gagged about, and then they're trying to say it wasn't, and then it was, but it's not, but then it's this. It's a lot going on over here, and that also has affected my energy and attitude today. I actually started out the day with a therapy session and then turned on social media, which was the worst decision ever, and then seeing all that. Plus this episode, the way it's put together, your boy's out there trying to, hustle and bustle for what it is. And like, I just said, oof, I'm done with this Friday. So when I'm finished with this, I'm going on to the Fog with some Dead by Daylight runs. I'd rather be chased by some randos than deal with what's going on right now. And then we're going to get to Drag Race. I'll record my reaction for that tonight, post it on the Patreon, and then, of course, do my review tomorrow, same time, same place, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern here on my channel. I do appreciate everybody who's been tuning into my UK versus the world videos, as well as RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18. You have not been giving this show no love, but for the people who have been, I thank you, but I have been mad disappointed in the views this season compared to all the other seasons that we've done. I've even had to compare it to my fellow content creators, some that we all have worked with together. And I'm just like, so y'all just don't want to, okay, cool. And it may be the season for you, maybe because of how last season went down, and it's just not how we really run over here. So I'm taking that note. I'm taking that L, and this is why I say this is the last one I'm doing, because it's really not worth it for me right now, and I could be putting all my energy and effort into finding another job on days like these and like doing all the hours of spending watching this episode, putting it all. Nah, we good, especially after this episode. So Patreon, I will finish it over there. Thank you for my babies over on Patreon. We have a lot of active members over there. Shout out to my Patreon folks. And then also, I will come back again, like I said, on YouTube for this. We still have other shows to review. House of Villains is coming up. We'll be covering that, plus that America's Next Top Model documentary as well. But in the future, I'm going to start doing more edited stuff. I've talked about it before, but we've got to do some more things that are actionable here, especially with what I want right now, currently in my life in this phase and what's going on. But I do love y'all, my rant pack, and I appreciate y'all. I know I get some pushback. I get some trolls. I get some people who were once a part of the community who are not anymore, and that's okay. But like, we just have to move around a little bit differently, and we have to change some things up. But I just want to give that little peaceful note before I start my little recap today. Again, I love y'all down, and yeah, let's get into it. And again, if you want to throw some love, PayPal.me/Matty-Rants, Cash App $Matty-24, Matty-Rants. Help me pay for that little grocery store run I had to do today, because a bitch had to go in there and buy a whole chicken. I was hungry. Also, to the lady that passed me by, deodorant, because I know you thought you was cute when you was doing the most, but it was something about the tinge of lack of secret that held under your underarm. So I want to stress this to everybody walking outside. You are going to be around people. Put on deodorant. I don't need perfume, but deodorant is literally the minor thing you could do to pass by somebody who looked me up and down because I was giving a little punk, and do a tuh, and then I can smell the tinge of sewage water. I thought that was the most wonderful moment for sure for me. I was like, oh, she stank, but she wanted me stank inside and out. Don't be those people. Shout out to you, girl, because that basket was full of all processed foods. I know where that smell coming from. Anywho, yeah, I bought a whole chicken, Liam. I need 3-day meal. You hear me, friend? We're going to take that whole chicken. Bow. That's 3 days. I got my vegetables. I got my sides all ready to go. I have 3 meals already concocted for my weekend. We are not eating out, period. Okay. We're trying to save some coin, right? Because everything's expensive now. Like everything. So no, I went and bought some chicken, and I bought some coffee pods because my Keurig is my baby. Shout out to my friends. That was one of the best Christmas presents I could ever ask for. That in my blender, which I'm going to use after this to make a smoothie. But yeah. Hey, Caddy. No, I get it. Traitors this season it was honestly going somewhere, but then it just kind of got like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see where this is going. So let's do this. Let's do the recap. Maddie, we're not going to be here that long, but here you are talking. Okay, cool, bet. Let's go. What was the episode? Candace addressing Rob in the turret, and Rob acting like nothing happened, and Candace trying to gauge the situation, but Rob already having on the up end that he is going to get Candace out. I want to stress this because this young man was gaslighting the fuck out of Candace when they were in a conversation later prior to the round table. And it was because she clocked his tea so bad and clocked him on his lie, even though he's over there acting like Candace was working against him. But in reality, Rob, you were already working against her. Stay with me. I'm going to get you there. So when Alan comes into the turret and then tells them you have to choose between adding another traitor or not, you get to murder or you add. What do you want to do? Rob talking about, I don't want to add nobody. And Candace like, I don't want to add nobody either. Rob actually wants to add somebody, but he doesn't want to do it with Candace. Let's continue. So he allows Candace to make the decision because I got your girl Lisa out. So you get to make the move. Hold on, bro. Candace, are you not seeing what's happening here? This man is setting you up because whatever you choose is going to be a number from his side because he's already locked in his group when he did the dagger move. Are you still with me? Let's continue. I see you, Rob. You had been set her up to go. You're a liar, and that's why she called you a snake. I will continue. Candace names 3 people who just so happened to be in the group that Rob was in. Steven, easy fodder, whatever. People are on him. Do you sure you want to do that? Natalie, the same. People are on her a little bit. We can still use that leverage. Rob was lying to her this entire time. I'm so flustered. This is all happening. Colton's name get brought up. When I tell you his left testicle started to twitch. Do you understand me? Colton. No, not Colton, because you want to know why? He was going to go ahead and go on with the Colton routine of getting Candace out, and Rob would have been left. And then his butt buddy, Colton, would have been able to come in as a traitor. You think Eric was his number one choice? Oh, sweetie, no. Because yes, Rob, you did tell Colton who the traitors were. Yes, Rob, a lot of things that were starting to add up a little bit as Colton was walking out the door gave that y'all had really intimate conversations. Yes, Rob, a lot of us remember you from Love Island and your male relationship, bro-ship, whatever you had with somebody where you literally lost your grip on reality, knowing you're supposed to be fucking Leah over there. But meanwhile, when your boy got eliminated, you started to sob and cry and lose your grip and wanted to leave the competition. Let's not forget, Rob, as cool as a cucumber that you are, Miss Girl, something about a boys' club really does reside with you. So you were trying to work off of Candace's emotions. I know this because you continue to stress this opinion and point in your confessionals. And even when you got to the round table and Candace was addressing you and you looking at everybody like, can you believe her talking to me like this? Yeah, I see you, Alabama. So I'll continue. Candace chooses Colton because she really wants that lick back. Colton's already on her ass. And at the same time, I think Candace knew she was going to be out the door anyways. So why not start the little chaos and leave with a bang? Because she knows Rob is coming for her. And she's not stupid as Rob thinks he's already ahead of her. No. She knows, but she's now playing it low to see just how deep this is. He's already far ahead, unfortunately. But she can see what he's doing. And now she wants to know just how bad he's playing her. And that's what Candace was doing here. I'm going to take out your bestie and see how you operate. And when Colton was removed from the competition, social media praised and we were overjoyed. Colton, nobody likes you. 10% of the community for the Traitors world likes your ass, and that's only because you're cute. I hope you get lit up at that reunion. And if you're given grace and they give you a nice edit, then the actual production company and team do not realize that they should have vetted the actual person that they put on the competition. Because while he is the gay from The Bachelor, he also has a little bit of a record too. And he used the court system to then, I'm not going to go that far. But if you want to look that up, you can. You can. But Rob, once again, having his bestie out, the way that he made the whole bit and dropping the knife and all that kind of shit, it was all done on purpose. All of it. I said, yo, this is crazy to me how this is playing out and happening. It's a shock. Who could it be? Whoop to whoop, whoop, whoop. We're going to skip through and we're going to get there because Rob mentions Candace's name. Who you thinking? Candace? Well, Colton said Candace's name before we walked out the door. Let's remind ourselves that Rob is going to tell Candace, I haven't been talking about you. I was going to defend you this whole time. I got your back at the round table. The same thing he did to Lisa. You've been working on this from the go. Oh, she wrote my name down? No, that was wrong. Sweetie, no. If Candace had even written Natalie's name over Lisa's, you still would have used that. You would have used it, boo. Just like the whole moment with Tara and Natalie just happened, and Natalie got her lick back for some odd reason. I put Tara's name down. What? You don't think that you would have used Natalie's, I can't believe Candace wrote my name down? She was clearly protecting Lisa against her. Stop. You are playing a great game, but you were also lying to Candace, who you should be working with as a traitor. And that's because you didn't want to work with Lisa nor Candace, and you allowed them to play the game the way you wanted them to play it until it was time. And this is what's happening. And this is how it's going. Rob had an end game, and it was not with those two ladies. But Candace already knows this is happening. And so she starts to drop Rob's name a little bit more often, and keep it rolling. But mind you, Rob has made so many great relationships and had these people really just like him. He's such a relatable guy. Like he's a white man. He's from Alabama. He's non-aggressive right now. He's so cute. Colton's not here anymore, so we can do this with that. Yeah, it's giving a lot of that. Like, and also, why the fuck is Dorinda still there? Dorinda even slipped and said something that was really crazy to me to let me know you don't need to be on a reality television show unless it's Housewives and Housewives related. No competition shows for you anymore. Because I'm sorry, Dorinda, you're there for a girls' weekend with Lisa? You're there for a girls' weekend with Lisa? Are you good? Are you okay? Are you on a competition show? I'm so confused. And then every time she comes in the room, I'm just so, I can't believe I'm still, oh my God, I get another time. Like, are you really playing the game at this point? Why are you there, lady? Boo. Boo when he says the burger, boo. Boo. She can't flop if the system's already working against her. Oh. You would know that, but we'll continue. Something that is not relatable, right? Now, the challenge for this week was dumb. They had to like split into groups. One group is in a room full of paintings. The other two groups have to start imitating the art that they're given. Okay. And then they have to, this whole part, I was like, this is so boring. This is so cornballish. Like, we kind of already see what's about to happen here. There's no way it's going to be any other way because Rob, who is now the Colton, is already leading the charge against Candace. How Colton was the one leading the charge against Lisa, and Rob was playing on that because Colton had no favor anymore. So he had to let his butt buddy do, hello, like, this is the work. This is why who flopped. No, it was already stacked. The chips were already there. On top of it, there are privileges in place that worked against her. Very much the solo cube she was in, unfortunately, with the team that was already set up. Very much so, which she didn't know because he lied to her the entire time, as he should have been working with her as a traitor, but that wasn't going to go that way. Didn't happen. Because honestly, Rob could have flipped that. He didn't have to say Candace's name, but he wanted to. That's the real giggle. What was that throwaway vote? Rob could have worked that. They clearly believe in him, so why not now? Anywho, they didn't get all the money, which is starting to become a trend alert when it comes to these challenges. And they only banked $12,000. They still have $150,000 in the bank, which is impressive. But now it's time to get to the round table. Again, Rob is championing for Candace to be taken out and making sure that everybody is along with that plan, while Candace is working in the background to get Rob out because, well, she sees how this is going. Now, mind you, I got to give some love to Johnny here, even though Johnny was like, I don't know if it's my girl and I don't know how to play this game and everything else is happening like that. And then we go to the other faithfuls. I feel like I don't know what's going on anymore. I feel like I know who it is. Maybe it is somebody who's so unexpected. Maybe it is. I'm like, oh my God. Oh. We've had 4 seasons. Why? Why is this happening? Jesus Christ. Oh, Moira is an asshole, like, on a real note, and very much just sucking the right testicle of Rob, which Colton had the left one. You know, they got to share the meals together. But bitch, I'm over here just like these motherfuckers. If Rob doesn't win this, he would have to give it to them, which is something I could see him doing. I just like these people so much. I don't want to take the money. It wouldn't be right. I'm gonna do the good old thing. Get out of here. Boo, 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 boo. My favorite part of this episode was Candace addressing Rob after she got the, hey, they're dropping, Johnny's like, they're dropping your name, sister. I at least want to give you a heads up. At least somebody's giving her a heads up. Isn't that interesting? Everybody else talking about her, but nobody's telling her what's happening. Okay. Johnny gave her a heads up. I was like, proud of my sister. Go ahead, John. Go ahead, Miss Johnny. And Candace addressed Rob and clocked him and caught him in his lie. Because she asked the questions beforehand to Steven. When has my name been brought up? That was yesterday. Oh, it was yesterday. So this has been a conversation when Lisa was on the board. Thank you. Cool. Bet. Rob comes in. I gotta talk. Oh, okay. All that kind of shit. And Rob said that, only today had this happened, which now she knows that's a lie because Rob was with Colton. And they had been talking about it. This is where I got angry at Rob and where I started to lose my love for him because it feels like you're taking this personally. I feel like you're being a bad sport because she's like, I'm about to blow the game up. You were supposed to be working with your fellow traitor. She was not completely under the water all the way. Steven's name was being floated out there, and that literally could have been worked on. That's one of your numbers, but you could have played that up. The name was being out there if you wanted to. Rob didn't. It was, I'm telling you, him and Colton have been talked about this. It's so obvious the way they were like, very much that. Ben came together on that. Ben talked about it in the bed together, sweetheart. Okay. The round table was interesting. And it also kind of proved a lot of points that people made about the optics of this show and about how, like, when Candace started talking about Rob and the things that were suspicious and how everybody was like, you coming for Rob today is so out of left field, when yet she mentioned his name yesterday and then brings up points that come in for today. Why is it that we can't believe that Rob would be somebody that's bad, especially after getting out Lisa? And then while Candace was talking about certain things, she was dropping hints about Rob's nature being snakish and being a liar and basically working with Colton in reference to certain things. Like, I bet, like, it's the way she worded it too. It was very, you were working with Colton to protect you, your beard, which I thought was so fucking funny. Deserved it too. And implied that Rob had Colton as his pawn and was using him in that matter. The thing is, the throwaway vote had everybody so wrapped up. But again, that's not the only person who has done that at the table. So, like, them making that such a big deal and it being over Rob is where I'm going to give that feeling of telling you, yes, there is a biasness in that. There is a privilege that was put in place, and I didn't like it. And I was a little annoyed watching that whole thing go down. And the smugness from it all that happened. Real talk. Hated to see it go down. I know this is pissing some people off hearing my opinions on it, and I don't give a fuck. Not a flying one. I was sick watching that go down. I was like, wow. And so Candace, almost unanimously, just a few, Natalie voting for Tara was like, what? I was like, what? And then, like, Dorinda putting Candace's name down should tell you everything you need to know. I'm telling you, it's very, even if Rob is a traitor, I don't want to say his name because then they'll get me off the show and I won't be able to have my weekend. Like I was done. I was good and done. It was good and done. I was like, I've had it, honestly. Candace admits she's a traitor. They're all so excited and all this kind of shit. And Rob was so pleased with himself. And then even patting himself on the back when Alan's like, "You're a housewife killer. How do you feel?" "I feel fucking great." I'm like, bro, because this was you and Colton's thing. Colton was there just bragging about himself being a housewife hunter. You're the same way. This was all put together. I was like, oh, they've definitely talked about it. They've definitely exchanged that information. They could lie and say that they haven't, but that was the giveaway for me right there. And then when it came down to you have to choose another traitor, not a woman's name was mentioned. Not even Natalie. I was like, all right. He chose Eric, the one who, had such beautiful hearing that he knew Tiffany's laugh was the tell of her being a traitor. Eric, of all people. Again, no one believes Rob is a traitor. It couldn't be. That nice, beautiful man, that nice, kind man. Ooh, male identify. Oh, Sofa Dog clock it. Clock now really clock into that. Really step in the room. 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 Male identified when it comes to this nat. Yeah. It's giving Cara Maria. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna say that, but I like Natalie, but I also get she's playing a boys' game and she's not playing like the full bit where it's like the girls sometimes got to rally up and do all that. No, it's more centered in reference for I'm going with the athletes and rocking with them. So it's like, But I'm also really happy that Colton's on the show anymore, but it's not good enough for me because Candace was like one of those people who was able to like bring out energy and fun stuff out of others. And now we don't have that. So that's why I'm just like, Eric is now a traitor, which is so uninteresting. Rob is just literally like, what are we talking about? Like, and then Eric is over here like, oh my God, I know this handwriting. So now you know handwriting. You can hear people from like many miles away. I'm so confused. This is the worst X-Men you have at your school, Professor Xavier. Because I mean, it's supposed to be for the gifted. What's going on? I didn't like how Rob was gaslighting and playing Candace when it was the whole situation and the way the whole thing went down with the you're taking this personal, you're doing this, that, and the other. I'm taking it personal, Rob, because we're supposed to be literally traitors together and keeping our secret together. You have actively been for the last over 24 hours, not today in these few hours, but over 24 hours from the following day to have people sleep on something to then wake up the next day in a group I'm not a part of, talking about me and Lisa and somebody else, but me being a traitor, you're actively pursuing for. The next day, you're on my ass because of what Colton said and couldn't even work on the Steven bit that people actually were thinking about. Be serious. It wasn't logical. It was logical for the game that you wanted to play where you were solo queuing and it was just you and not these people who are not going to do what you want to do and take out your friends. Because at the end of the day, everybody that Rob was working with was not on Team Housewife. And the only reason Candace really came into the fray of what's going on was not only just throwing Rob's name up. That's what you're missing here. It's because Colton was still in the room to see the person he loves the most get a vote. And that was not going to happen. You're coming for my man? Slur? Oh, how dare she? How dare she? How dare she? Rob, you saw that bitch? Oh, no. No. We're getting her. He wanted a solo game. I'm good on it. So the rest of the season is left with everybody boring. And that's that. And Rob is there, monotone as fuck, all that good stuff. I got to give Rob some coots, though. If you don't win, it is literally your fault. Like, the fact that nobody, even after a whole lot was given, some things were dropped, enough to raise a little suspicion. But people won't even act on it. And the faithfuls are trash that way. A lot of these folks have conversations that they do not follow through on outside until they get to the round table. And it's totally, no, we're going to vote with the group because we're so scared of being taken out. Yet with this whole Candace thing, okay, we're working off the one thing that happened yesterday. Really? Okay, got it. But we were talking about this one the other day, and we were talking about that one the other day. It's done. When Rob said he wanted to be a faithful in his confessionals, and he hates that he has to be a traitor, now he's the last one left, and you're choosing Eric to be your fellow traitor. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So this season can suck a dick. Excuse me. Can suck an egg. Boo, boo, boo. There are no more interesting people left. No black folks left in the competition. I'm good. I was like, oh, okay, we out. Like this is kind of crazy. Like, the only people who I think I want to win now, maybe Johnny. Maybe I now want the faithful to win. Like, I'd rather Johnny get out the door with some cointadas and Tara Lipinski. Is that crazy of me? Maybe. Kristen some money too. Because I like Kristen's dumbass, even though she was over there talking about, oh, it can't be Rob. I just don't. The way just everything went down, I was like, no, you also just dropped some big personality from the show. You just eviscerated it. Like, as I'll even give Colton that much. At least I had someone to hate watching a show. He's gone. Then we had like the Supreme left, and then she's left. And so now we're left with these folks. Really? Oh no, not fun. And it feels like how that was with Phaedra's season. It feels exactly like that. Phaedra's gone. Okay, so what's left? What are we doing? Who's left in the competition? Nobody interesting. Everybody over you. We're so excited, girl. Boo. It turns into the best friend show after that. And I just think this is a lot. No. I don't see that Emmy this year. Unless you just give it because Travis Kelce's mom was on there and you don't want the Swifties to be mad. Maybe that was the reason for it. I don't know. I don't see the Emmy this year, sister. I'm going to have to say Drag Race. You may have a better run unless this new Survivor pops up and swings heavy. Girl with season 50. That's all I'm saying. No. Alan may get it for best host, but no. I know them girls are going to be rating them episodes low, honey, on TV later. Like, what are we watching? So, yeah, that was the episode, y'all. Colton was murdered in the beginning, and Candace was eliminated due to Rob once again betraying a traitor and using the whole throwaway vote as the whole reference the other day. But then also a lot of people's reasonings for going against Candace is because you've been so consistent lately, but then you're now going against Rob, even though she voted for him twice. Which was consistent. When Moira said that and smirked, I was like, you know what you're doing. And I see you. I see you very much. I don't want Moira to get a lick, a dime. Girl, you haven't done shit in this competition, but basically be a fucking brat with cute outfits. That's it. God, I liked her more when we had her just for the Love Island stuff. Now that I've seen her in action, I'm like, I'm kind of good on her again. No, we don't need to have no more of that. We don't have no more of her. No more her. She's a little bit of a see you and not in the good way. Ugh. And Dorinda is just, I can't stand her. Why are you still there? You are literally there just to have fun. You're not there for the show. You were so mad you got eliminated by Bob, a black drag queen. How dare you? How dare you? Do you know who I am? And so that's how you're acting and operating as you're on the show. You're acting like you're so happy to be there, but you also act like you're supposed to be there for the long run because you're fucking Dorinda. I give Mark grace. Mark does seem like he is trying with this show. So our Dancing with the Stars dude who is left, you get grace from me. You're not playing well at all, but you get grace from me. Kristen gets grace from me too, even though I would think somebody who is a chef and has been under so much stress and fire from certain things would be doing a lot better in this kind of competition. It's not looking like that. Eric, tomato, tomato. Tomato, tomato, boo, tomato, tomato. Why are you there? Who are you, boo? Tomato. Moira already said what I had to say. Who else left? Tara and Johnny. I like them, but I like them, but they're doing a horrible job. Horrible job as faithfuls. Like, we have convictions, nothing we stand on. We're not in the right space. You've almost been on the dial and then you've been off the dial. I like them because they are actually likable. And I'll be real, Johnny, this has been a good look for you in terms of who I thought you were as the person and who I now consider you after watching this show. I know we're watching a reality competition show, but it feels like Johnny hasn't been bullshitting us, even in confessionals, how the way they speak and present themselves to others. And just they're very like, this is me, this is who I am. And I like Johnny a lot. Like, I feel like Colton needs a few more years in his reality to figure out how to be the person he wants to be, like how Johnny's comfortable in himself. I'm not asking Colton to be a full-on, like, dress up and do all that. I'm talking about being comfortable in their sexuality to where they're not having to tell us consistently. I was a football player. I was on The Bachelor. I was like, as a part of their, like, makeup for their life. Like, we don't have to have that all the time. And that's literally her whole emphasis on why Colton's annoying. And then the way he wants to be, like, a girl, low key, with the whole housewives bit, because it's giving that. Who else is left? Steven from One Tree Hill. I don't see you going all the way, friend. Hate to tell you. Yeah, I feel you are fodder. And unfortunately, and Steven, God bless you, but yeah, hasn't been a good run either. It's nice to see him again after watching him shoot basketball hoops, back in the day in the early 2000s. Yeah. So yeah. I know, what's crazy? I forgot that he was also on Laguna Beach. We had some interesting television back then, didn't we? Is TV better today? Like, I know. Where is Chad Michael Murray? I would have liked him to be on the show. He's still alive, right? I don't want to say where is Chad Michael Murray and that man is 6 feet under somewhere. I don't want to do that. Maybe he's like a carpenter now and he's like, America, because, some of them people, when you don't see them no more, that's what happened. Who knew Rob Schneider would be like one of the worst human beings to ever exist in the entire universe and planet, to breathe the same air as us and actually have a social media? Who knew that was going to happen? Who knew? I knew. Oh, I was like, I knew that was going to go down. I knew he was going to be one of those people. Like, just his choice in roles told me who he was going to be as a person. Every person he played in the Adam Sandler movie was almost a racist stereotype, a full-on, like, you know what I'm talking about. Almost every character that man was playing, it was like, oh no, I knew he was going to be this person. Like, let's clock in, right? And as much as you want to talk about trans folks now, we have hot chick, and you will never live that down. Never. You will never live that down, Miss Rob. You will never. Okay. What you used to do for dollars. Watch your mouth, sister. Anywho, oh my God, why did I mention his name? Watch he be on the next season. See what I'm saying, Xavier? Once you saw him, it's like, oh, I remember that guy. It's like, yeah, in every fucking movie he was in, he played something completely offensive, or something completely just like, what? But yeah, anywho, I'll start talking about other things because this is where I feel about the show. I will be back with reviews and recaps on this show with pictures and all that jazz for the finale once it's over with in the reunion, because I am excited, like, for the reunion at least. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Candace, I swear to God, because there was an interview with you saying you was about to go cuss this man out. If you go in there and you do not give me what I need, I'm gonna be so mad. Don't make me call Monique. I'm playing, Candace. I love you, sister. You've been like one of the best things about this season. My apologies. I don't know if that was too far, but like low key. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because like what you mean? Like you need to cuss this man clean out. Please do not play. Because we've seen her go low. We've seen Candace go to hell on folks. So like I'm like, if you don't go in, especially how you got played by that man and he lied to your face like that and then try to gas that, don't take this personal, don't do all that, this, that, what? Oh no, baby, you gotta fuck him up. You gotta get him, sister, and Miss Colton too. But yeah, I'll be back for the finale and I'll be back for the reunion with YouTube. Now, if you're on my Patreon, I will still cover each and every episode reaction style because, well, we already started. I'm not going to stop. As you can see with the viewer count we have for this video, I will be doing a live where I'm not doing nothing but twiddling my thumbs and talking about random shit, and there'll be more of you in the room. My DVD streams have been doing better, if that makes any sense. So like, I'm good on this. Y'all have told me how you felt based on the views. I thank you. Speaking of which, I am going to do a Dead by Daylight morning stream Sunday. It'll be like afternoon, like, well, I don't know why I said morning, but it will be morning if you're in California. But it'll be like 12 p.m. my time. So that way, if anybody's international, they'd still be up and it's not going to be like lady dates in like the day. And we're going to do some loopy loops and do all that kind of good stuff and survive the fog on that Sunday because I wanted to do something fun. But tomorrow, it'll be Drag Race Season 18, Part 2 of the talent show. We get to see who actually goes home because, you know, no one went home last week. And maybe the voting results, which would be interesting. But that will be tonight on Patreon. And, of course, a review tomorrow here on YouTube. But I'm done talking about Traitors. I'm done. I'll be back for the finale and the reunion. I'm more interested in the Super Mario Galaxy trailer that just dropped today. That was amazing, by the way. That trailer was amazing. It was amazing. I was like, yo, what? I'm sorry. Neo Bowser City? Excuse me? The galaxies are actually shown. Rosalina fucking blowing shit up in the trailer, turned around and said, boom. I was like, wait, what? Peach and Toad are in an event. I'm like, hold on. Are we going to get a Smash Brothers reference in this moment? Toad is wearing his adventure outfit from Toad's Adventures. It's a movie. It's like, it looks like they mixed Odyssey, Galaxy, and a little bit of Yoshi's Island into it because there's a whole scene of Yoshi swallowing Kamek. And the whole egg comes out and everything. Is like, wait a minute. And they even have Mario Wonder. If one of the new games that just came out, they like did a whole little thing on it. Yeah, the movie is going to be amazing. I feel it's going to be a lot better than the first one. And if they heard a lot of the complaints from the first, us fans that watched it the first time, even the kids that were watching it were like, it's short. They're going to add another 15 minutes to the movie. It was like, you don't got to make it a 2-hour movie now, but like, give her a nice 9 to 5 minute, like a 1 hour 40 moment. Like, you don't got to do a 2-hour cartoon now, like by all means, but give her at least 3 episodes, a 90-minute run, sister. Because that other movie was like 1 hour and 20 something. I was like, no, that's not enough. It's not enough. We need a little bit more. I think Daisy is planned for the 3rd movie, and I think based off of what the lore, or I guess where the Mario world is going, it's either going to be King Boo or they're going to go into the Paper Mario world. And I want them to do Mario RPG, but I think it's going to go into Paper Mario world. They may do Sunshine. I've put that on the board. I was like, Sunshine or RPG would be the way to go, but I think it's going to be Paper Mario specifically and then they're going to go into Odyssey route with Paper Mario. So that way, when he's visiting worlds, it'll make sense that they do like a paper, like he swaps into that world and ends up on that level, and then something of the sorts. Because they introducing Odyssey through this Galaxy movie based on the trailer. It's like, oh, that's a whole Odyssey world. So Paulina is around the corner, which we saw her in the first movie, a little like teaser. And that means Daisy would make sense because we're going into Odyssey territory and they're going to be traveling. Wario 2 hasn't been introduced yet, or Waluigi, and that may be the third movie as well. Because that would make sense, right? Mario and Luigi are now more established as the duo. So wouldn't it make more sense to introduce their counterparts with the counter worlds with Wario and Waluigi? That would be great because Bowser Jr. is now in this one. So Wario and Waluigi could be put in there. And then they end up, being the anti-heroes as they are in the games, where they're nuisances, but they still work with them at times. So it'll be interesting. We shall see. The Traitors. You started off promising, you really did, and then the traitor on traitor crime was really the issue for me this season, honest to God. I was like, yeah, this is a little too heavy-handed. It's now become messy. It's a back-to-back swing off, like it's and a lot of the attention around the show is a tad bit annoying. It's the fandom that enjoys the particularly attractive one, so it doesn't matter if it came off gross or whatnot. It's when you find something attractive, anything they do is acceptable. And then it's also just the bad faithful gameplay, like on a real note, before anything to do with Rob and say Colton or whatever. Honey, the bad faithful gameplay this season's been crazy. So many conversations are happening outside, and then when we get to the round table, like, what are we doing? What? No one wants to talk first at the table. Oh, it's so annoying. I can't. So yeah, for my nerves and the rest of them, I'm out for the YouTube Traitors reviews. I will be taking a break. I will see you for the finale, though, on YouTube, as well as the reunion, like I said before. And if you're on Patreon, I will continue to cover it each and every week until the show is over for sure. I'm really hoping season 5's better, but I'm also down for them, now that there's been 4 seasons, to do an all-stars cast. They should do an all-stars cast at this point. Don't bring back people who won. Bring back the people who didn't win. Traitors and faithfuls, and then mix it up. So it's not the same traitors that are traitors anymore. You know what I mean? Like really like throw it in there and like cause a frenzy, if you will. I think that would be very dope for the celebrity portion of the US style. I really want to see the UK traitors because y'all seem to be having a much better time. I would have watched the UK one. I don't know if I'm going to be just as bad, but like it seems y'all are having a better time over there. So I might have to hop in on the UK Traitors run and see what it's giving, as well as the other ones. But right now, it's becoming a pattern on what's happening with the show, and I'm annoyed by that. And so I don't feel no Emmys deserved for the season, and I blame the people on it. I certainly do. No. No soulful. No. Me. No. I don't know. I'm just trying to give some sort of suggestion to make this a little bit more interesting. But yeah, listen, this was a light little recap run today. I know this isn't your favorite show to cover with me. So for the little people who did pop in today to say hello, I thank you so very much for you tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button before you walk out the door. And if you want to drop a little love in my jar, it'd go a long, long way. So again, I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm outie. I thank y'all. Thank you. Lost my mic there. I had a good time talking about it. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peace. I will see you tomorrow for Drag Race, where we'll actually have an entertaining show to talk about. Bye, y'all.
Listen.